is there a benefit of the new slideshow that we're not appreciating? For example, is it possible it's communicating information and meaning to us in a new and emotional visual language, more like music or dance? Or is it more problematic than that, forsaking context and sensitivity in the name of aesthetics and infotainment? Not only is what the work that Tom Lightbox is doing every day extraordinarily impressive, but what they're doing on Friday, and most of the time I believe it's Phil Bicker who's doing these edits, is doing these pictures of the week galleries. This one is one that I always look at. So I'm going to show you a group of 7 images. They all appeared consecutively, by the way. So the images you're going to see are one that ran one after another as you're clicking through. I'm going to show you a group of 7, then a group of 2, and then a group of 3. So here's the first group, a pelican in a Belgian zoo. Then the next one is a boy sits on his front steps in Camden, New Jersey. And then I'm going to read you the caption for this next photo. A workman wraps a statue of Benjamin Franklin in protective cover in preparation for upcoming construction at the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia. Now, here's the next image in sequence. Bodies of people, activists say, were killed by nerve gas in the Ghouta region are seen in the Douma neighborhood of Damascus. Okay, click to the next photo. A warbler caught in a net in England. Next photo. An Egyptian worker builds a scaffold at the Rabah al-Adwiya Mosque in Nasser City, Cairo. Then the very next picture, I think it's the last one in that group of 7, is a street musician in a market in Cairo frequented by tourists. So that's that group. And I'm going to show you 2 more from further into the edit. The caption reads, a government employee from Kashmir attacked by a police water cannon during a protest in India. Then the next image, Baltimore Ravens cheer squad. The next 3 actually appeared earlier in the edit, but I thought in terms of presenting and talking about it, it was better to show it at the end. Indonesian soldiers celebrate Independence Day. The next photo, I'll read you the caption. Adan Sheikh Abdi Sheikh, who has been sentenced to death for the murder of journalist Hassan Yusuf Absuj, stands tied to a pole before he is executed by shooting at close range. And then the next photo, a warrior obstacle race in Indiana. What is time achieving with the sequence of pictures from Ben Franklin through the warbler? What function is it supposed to serve? What is happening between the water cannon shot and the cheer squad? How much does the artistry of the photo and the purple color water down the photo as a protest image? Also, what is the idea behind pairing it with the cheer squad? Finally, what is the effect of pairing that execution photo with the cannon explosion and the big splash from the obstacle race?
I find it utterly schizophrenic, and I think it's very much about infotainment, and there are merits to all the pictures in there. And I can well see the editors asking for things that are both lighter and funnier to engineer reaction from this vast array of people who tap into the Time website. But I think it fails to reach any kind of depth at all. I think the space that they use there, and I think to some extent they do, should be devoted more to an essay form. If you're going to explore the cheerleaders, explore it with more than one picture. I find those juxtapositions extremely disorienting. And to a large extent I say that because I did that gig at Newsweek for a while, and the editor's disposition and aesthetic on judging what should follow what was best described as appalling. It was shocking. They wanted to force things into boxes to appeal to yet another aspect of the audience, and the words that they used tended to linger on lightness and beauty and humor at the expense of something really quite dreadful like the execution picture.
Jamie, I couldn't, disagree with you more. I think, I don't know, first of all, I think you're insinuating that maybe the great thought went into the picture. I don't know, it could have been like a night editor, couldn't say, but as a wire photographer, again, I strongly feel that you should be able to, a great photo doesn't need support. It should be able to, you know, not all these are amazing photos, but a lot of them are just very, very strong images. And I love a photo that I can look at and it can just, you know, kind of twist or play with my conventional interpretation of a news event like that.
These slideshows, I just think, are very, I think you made the point that people just blast through them. So they have to move very symphonically. They are like little pieces of music, and I've always looked at them that way. I don't try and ascribe a lot of meaning.
Sorry, that analogy is right. It's a piece of music, so you're making an album. You know, it is very subjective to look at pictures, and Wire provides actually some of the most astoundingly wonderful pictures. I just, reacting to that edit, didn't think it was a particularly good album. I'm not suggesting that everything has to be a single topic. But juxtaposition is extremely important in sensitivity, and I just didn't think it was a very good album. That's what I'm saying, song for song.
The generation, and whoever, you know, probably the generation that put the slideshow together, they don't listen to albums anymore. I still buy albums, I love albums, but I'm sure the person who put the slideshow together has an iPod where he or she has nicked songs from 20, 30 different albums and taken them out of context. And personally, you know, I can't listen to music that way. An album, you know, is a sequence, is the reason the song starts and ends. And I think the younger generation doesn't have to say. They just don't get it, they don't have the time for it,